Hi everyone, welcome to Moon Sanctuary. My name is Belle, and Moon Sanctuary is a safe place to discuss twin flame unions, spirituality, astrology, and unconditional love. So I'm going to start with the channeled message that I got from the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine. So this is going to be a spicy reading because the Divine Masculine is highly attracted to you and thinks about bedroom activities often. So I don't see that this separation is going to be permanent because there is no way he can keep away from you. There's no way that he can keep his hands off of you and his mind off of you. But as of right now, he's not going to come forward. However, he does have this message. So finding out the truth crushed me. And the truth that he found out was the fact that he knows that you're a highly confident woman that has a lot of people with their eyes on you. So for some of my Divine Feminines, he found out that a friend of yours likes you, or that somebody has been flirting with you, or that you have gone on a date, or anything of that sort, basically getting attention from somebody else. And he did find that out, whether you kept it a secret or whether you didn't even know it. For some of my Divine Feminines, for sure, you guys have mutual friends, and there was like a joke that came about where it was like this mutual friend was like, oh, you guys aren't together anymore. Well, I've always thought Divine Feminine was super beautiful, and kind of, you know how men kind of poke fun at each other? Well, yeah, Divine Masculine didn't really like that, and that truth kind of crushed him. And he wanted to also say that he knows that he messed everything up in your last fight, in your last discussion. He knows that his part in it, and he feels that you are kind of leaving him behind, you know, that you're not being very patient with him anymore, and that he just feels like he's not enough for you, and he doesn't want to face the fact that he feels not enough for you, and that's why he doesn't come forward and he doesn't talk to you. He's just, you know, very hot and cold, and it might be really annoying to you because you have all these people, you know, on the peripheral that are willing to give you attention, whether these are just platonic friends or whatever. They're willing to give you all this attention and love and support that you need, and you're not getting it from your Divine Masculine. And therefore, I think he found that out, and that really crushed him, and he kind of feels left behind. But he could change, he could make these advances towards you, but he's just feeling really stuck right now. So that's the channeled message that I'm getting from Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine. And yeah, I'm trying to keep this PG-13, but I'm getting a lot of sensual energy getting sent from the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine. He feels like he can't really hold back any longer, and if he has been reaching out but it's been short or sporadic and he's not really saying much, more just like checking up on you here and there, but not really asking to meet up or anything like that, it's because he's trying to hold back. But I don't feel like he can hold back much longer because we are getting central cards on the table, and we're also getting the Queen of Wands, which is a very confident queen. So that is the channeled message, and now let's go ahead and get into the tarot. Of course, I will also use astrology to divine all the tarot, but I do right off the bat see Virgo and Aquarius, so that might be your signs or your Divine Masculine signs. And that energy is actually giving me stubborn, very stubborn. Virgo and Aquarius both are like kind of the know-it-alls of the zodiac, so he might feel like his way or the highway type of thing. And your last fight, he knows like he messed everything up, but he is very stubborn about not really taking action right now and not really going forward right now, because he just feels like if he's going to come forward, it needs to be in a calm manner, and he cannot be calm right now. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot now. First things first, I started off with getting the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is future planning, making progress and making decisions and discoveries. It is a card where the person is looking at the world, a little globe in their hand, so he's really assessing the situation. Divine Masculine is really assessing the situation and trying to figure out what's the best course of action to go forward. What he has been doing in the past has clearly not been working. It is not making your relationship any better. So he's really trying his best and his hardest to do this, to make this work. So let's go ahead and get an astrology card to clarify that. Two of Wands. Okay, Saturn. So I'm getting Saturn to define the card, and that is about hard work and patience. So working really hard behind the scenes, okay? He's working on himself, he's working on his finances, he's working on his mental health, and he is asking you to be patient with him. Of course, I don't ever recommend anyone waiting and just going where love is feeding you. So, you know, whatever that means for you, whether that's platonic friendships, whether that is spending more time with friends or family, whatever it is, I do encourage you to do what feels right for you. But of course, this is a divine masculine to divine feminine channeling and reading. So of course, he would like for you to be patient with him, but he would of course be crushed if he found out some more stuff. I feel like he already found out some stuff, and it's kind of really messing with his head. So Saturn is also talking about feeling restricted, you know, and experiencing struggles and learning hard work. So he knows that he has to do all these things to create the life that you guys want together. So that is what he's working on right now, and I know it is frustrating to hear, but he is at least working on it. So the next tarot card that we got is the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is really just having this victim mentality, right? In your own self-imposed restrictions and negative thoughts, and imprisoned in those negative thoughts. So yes, he does have a lot of negative thoughts right now about this union, about if you're going to move on without him, that you're going to leave him behind. He feels that way, and you know, he doesn't know what to do. He's like kind of in a analysis paralysis right now, and he's wondering like, are we just going to keep repeating cycles? Are we going to keep being emotionally immature? Am I going to be able to stop being emotionally immature? Because like honestly, he knows and he recognizes that he messed things up, that he's stubborn, that he's immature. He knows those things. Like he very, very well knows that he was being that way. He just doesn't know if it can change. And he knows that if he can't change and make those changes, then it's not going to work out. And I got conjunction to verify that. So divine feminine, this might hurt to hear, but is there areas of your life or areas of time when you were being emotionally immature? And that's kind of what he's thinking about too. He's not only thinking about him, but he's thinking about you too and your faults. He's thinking about both parties. And you know, conjunction is talking about a union, a merge, a coming together. So like a conjunction in astrology would be like if you had your sun and moon both in Virgo, or your sun and moon both in Aquarius, because remember, those are the two signs that I'm kind of getting right now on the table. And he sees that you guys would be a perfect match and a union, and he wants it, but it's like so fiery, you know, because it's so passionate between you two. It's so passionate between you two that sometimes it's just like chaos, you know. It's a very passionate relationship, and that is further exemplified by getting the Strength card next. The Strength card is talking about passion. It's Leo energy, it's creative energy. It is talking about courage and persuasion and influence, and also tension, you know. So there has been tension between you guys, and he's just kind of tired of the tension. He just wants it to be easy flowing for a little bit, but it seems like every time you guys break up and then get back together, and break up and get back together, or fight and get back together and make up, and it's just starting to be a lot. But he knows his part in it. He knows that he messed up too, and he knows that it's not just you, and he wants to make this better, but he just doesn't know how to. He knows he can't control you. He can't make your actions change. Only you, divine feminine, can make your own actions change and your own thought processes. But for him, that's the same for him. So I hope that makes sense. Basically, everyone has to look at their side of the street and make those changes for it to change and work, or the cycles will just keep repeating, especially when there's this much magnetism, this much passion, this much central energy between you two. Of course, I mean, there's going to be a lot of tension at times. And so we're getting Uranus to signify strength. So Uranus is talk about radical change, and it's also Aquarius energy. So yeah, maybe you guys like mood swings. I'm hearing mood swings on both sides, and just like these really passionate moments. Here's the thing. Love can be the biggest motivator for change. Love can be the biggest motivator for change. And you have to want to change your habits to divine feminine, because I'm hearing he basically says that you can be kind of spicy sometimes, a little bit of an attitude problem, but you know, sorry to say that, but that's what I heard, and it can be changed, and it can be radically changed. And hopefully through these periods of separation, honestly, the pain, the loss of love in your life would inspire you to change, because it is definitely inspiring him to change. He doesn't want to be without you. He doesn't want to be apart from you, clearly. And it just takes radical change to make a relationship work. So he knows that, and he is working towards his part of the street, but he can only work on his part of the street. Divine feminine, you must work on yours. So the next card that I got was the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is talking about just challenge. This is talking about perseverance. It also talks about competition though. So maybe he feels like, in a sense, that you guys were competing with each other. Like maybe during arguments, it just felt felt like it was a competition to win, not a conversation to hear each other and be compassionate, but like it felt like a competition and a struggle. But the thing is, he's also willing to fight for this relationship. You know, he's very, very passionate about this relationship and he doesn't want to let it go. That's why you might be getting that hot and cold energy from him where he's kind of checking in, but he's kind of checked out at the same time. You know, he doesn't want to let it go and it's not over. He's definitely magnetized towards you and wanting you to be patient, but at the same time, he knows he has a lot of things to work on too. So I would just really, really recommend trying to work on your side of the things, Divine Feminine. Okay, let's see what type of clarification we can get for that though. A lot of cards are really coming out. We're getting Libra and House 7. Okay, Libra actually rules over House 7, and the fact that both of these came up, and this is the 7 of Wands. There's a lot of 7 energy, 777. So he thinks that you're this lucky wish come true. Of course, you are beautiful. You are everything that he could ever ask for, but it's teamwork. It is honestly about teamwork. So House 7 card says profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. He knows that he could do better in terms of being more emotional and vulnerable with you and having that romance re-sparked in your relationship. Even though you guys have a lot of passion, especially in the bedroom activities, he knows that in the romantic just area of life, like he knows that he could bring you more flowers or just take more pictures with you and do things like that. These romantic gestures that he knows that he can do, and maybe he did a lot of in the beginning. He knows he's been slacking, but I heard, what can you do to bring that out of me though? Like him saying that to you. So he kind of feels not inspired to act that way towards you because it is a mutual thing. Both people are acting a certain way, you know, and he always welcomes you with open arms back into his life, and he feels like he's kind of teaching you that the way that you've been is okay, but it's not okay, and he wants both people to work on their side. And he's not saying he's perfect. He knows he messed things up on his side, but let's be real, in a relationship, it's not ever 100% somebody and 0% the other person. It's like a 50-50 most of the time, or 70-30 one day and then opposite the other day. You know, everyone has their faults. And Libra is also talking about consideration, fairness, and harmony. So how have you guys been fair to each other? Have you guys been considering each other? And have you guys been focusing on harmony above all else? Because if that is clarifying the 7 of Wands, which is actually talking about a challenge, then I see that you guys have been competing with each other and challenging each other a lot rather than trying to be considerate and in harmony with one another. Not to give like unsolicited advice or anything, but I would say that this separation period is totally vital for you to just think about your actions, Divine Feminine, and your words and how you speak to somebody and really how you react, because maybe you're in your defense. He does a lot, you know, and he says a lot and you're simply reacting. But think about that. You can't control how somebody else acts. Actually, you can only control your reactions, and that's the main thing. Because okay, the song, Justin Bieber song, is coming in my head. I think it's called Change Me. It talks about how if I'm screaming, talk quieter. That song briefly played in my head just now, and I randomly just saw like Justin Bieber in my head. But that song, if you want to listen to it, Justin Bieber, Change Me, I think that's exactly how Divine Masculine is feeling. You know, he knows that he's hot-headed and he just creates you to be hot-headed as well. But he's just kind of hoping that one of us can temper ourselves, and he is trying on his side to be the one that's temperate, but it's harder for him because honestly, Divine Masculines, men biologically, have a lot more of that like virility. They have that anger in them more so than us Divine Feminines. Like usually we might cry. You know, if you're getting too mean, we might cry. But for masculines, they probably won't cry in an argument. They'll just get madder and madder. It just gets really passionate, and I really feel like it's a two-way thing. And so the next card though that we got was the Queen of Wands. So like I said, he thinks that you are confident and independent. You're a social butterfly. You're really determined and you're courageous and you're creative and just like you're beautiful. Like he knows that you get eyes all over you. And it does make him jealous, okay? It makes him really, really jealous. He doesn't try to show it, but it's jealousy. Like, he feels jealous. And I got South Node to clarify that. So I heard that I know you from a past life. We've had many past lives together. I'm so passionate towards you. I'm so, so drawn towards you. But the jealousy part is something I'm destined to release. I need to release that jealousy part because it's ruining our relationship. You guys could have been fighting about jealousy a lot. And it is honestly something that needs to be let go of, because clearly you guys keep coming back to each other. Clearly you're the one for each other, but the jealousy part needs to be released. So that could be on both sides of the street, okay? Divine Feminine, you must really, really analyze yourself as well. You know, if you're the one that's being jealous, it's something to let go of, because do you want the partner that nobody's looking at, or do you want the partner that like people want but can't have because they're yours? So you know what I mean? It's just really important to not get too jealous on either side of the street, because it's really restricting for people to have to deal with such heavy amounts of jealousy. It's so much better to just let people be who they are and be free. Just have that trust, have that loyalty for each other. Finally, the last tarot card that we got is the Ten of Swords. It's talking about painful endings, wounds, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis. So this ending, this most recent one, was really painful because it seems like there's been cycles of it, honestly, and it's like the last straw almost. And he knows that it's the last straw on your end, on his end. He knows like he doesn't want to deal with it anymore, to be honest, and he wants to fight for this, but he knows like it's not a relationship is two people, it's not one. It's always going to be two people working together to make something happen. He's just feeling kind of hopeless, and it's just like hard right now. He's thinking a lot about you though. I'm getting Mercury in house 11, which is Aquarius again, so there's a lot of Aquarius right now. He's very, very detached. Aquarius is the most detached in my opinion, just detached from the world in general. But yeah, he might be spending more time with friends or feeling like you are, and this is just like our like-minded groups as well, and having beliefs for humanity. So he might be focusing more on the outside world in a sense, and not so much on the relationship, just kind of focusing on building himself and analyzing the world and seeing, you know, what can he do in this world right now and what can he focus on that's going to be productive. And Mercury is also like thinking and communication, and also how we network and learn, and again, so like double networking vibes here. He is thinking about where else he can kind of get support, because he's feeling really down at this time too, but he honestly is feeling so down he doesn't even really want to go out or do anything, but he is thinking about it. You know, he is thinking about, is this the end? He doesn't know if you even want this, if he even wants this, but all he knows is he's so passionate towards you. He really loves you. He pretty much thinks you're the most beautiful woman in the world. He's like, you're my baby. I heard that. And he's just saying that he loves you so much because you try your hardest, and at the same time though, he kind of needs you to try harder, because it's not a one person thing, and he knows that he needs to try harder as well. So let's go ahead and get one last message from the Astro dice. Oh my gosh, so I got Mars, 5th house, and Aquarius again. So a lot of Aquarius, you guys, a lot of Aquarius, but just let's talk about the Mars and 5th house. So 5th house is the also bedroom activities house, okay? So he is really, really thinking about that right now. He is very much thinking about that, because Mars is also our planet of aggression and passion and things like that, which also signifies bedroom activities. So that is heavy on his mind right now. And for the Aquarius energy, it's all the same things that I've been saying, just trying to detach from it, trying to see it from a higher level, but also being very, very connected to you, because Aquarius' symbol is 2 serpents. So he feels like you're the other half of him. So he's not going to be able to stay away for long. He just wants it to be calm when you guys come back together. He's really trying to assess the situation. He's trying to open up to change on his end, but also hoping that you will be open to change on your end. So that is all I have for you today. If you did like this video, make sure you give a big like down below and comment down below what resonated the most with you. I love to interact with you guys, even if it's just a quick like back. That is me sending you so much love, so much light, and hoping the best for you. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I post readings like this every single week, and I hope to see you here again on Moon Sanctuary. Until next time.